What up, y'all? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? It's your girl, Tamika NJ, and I'm coming at you today, live and direct from Tamika's studio. I'm just playing. But no, I'm coming at y'all today with more of a serious topic, not a mukbang, not a family chit chat video with with my kids, but just some more of a serious topic, story time, on a little bit about my past, how this subject affected me in many ways, just to be a little bit transparent tonight, and just not looking for sympathy, just bringing awareness, and because this subject is prevalent, especially now that we're in quarantine. There's so many stories out there regarding this subject, and so I just felt like, you know what, let me just come on here and tell people how I was affected by this subject, and how to overcome, and how to not continue doing it in your life. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of story time on this hard for me also, for if I'm staggering my words, but I'm gonna do a little bit of just give y'all a little bit of background about how I was raised by my mom, which was a single mom. I had no father around. So this was a long time ago, but just know that what you do to your children when they're younger, it definitely affects them throughout their childhood, and if it's not corrected, throughout their adulthood as well. So just know, parents, single parents, period, married parents, just know what you do to your children when they are young will affect them in many ways if you don't correct yourself. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I was abused growing up. Some people would say, oh, it's not abuse, it's discipline, or they'll bring the Bible in, they spare the rod, spoil the child. No, I was abused. Now, don't get me wrong, did I deserve butt whoopings? Yeah, of course. But did I deserve to get beat with broomsticks? Nope. Did I deserve to get beat with stitching cords? Nope. Did I deserve to get beat with switches? Nope. Did I deserve to get beat with brushes? And no. No child deserves that type of discipline. The correct way to discipline your child is a little pop on the butt. And only with this. Pop, pop. That's it. Now, taking account that I am in my 40s now. And so, back then, black parents was hard. You know what I mean? Especially if they came out of a household that was abusive. You know what I mean? They will, if they don't correct themselves or get therapy or some type of self-care regarding abuse, they will abuse their children. And that's what ended up happening to me. I'm gonna say me and my sibling, but I'm gonna just speak for me, right now. So, growing up, my mother was a young mother with 4 kids. And not giving her an excuse, but she was a young mother with 4 kids, working, college, this, that, and the third. So, I was we were like latchkey kids. We did a lot of things on our own. So basically, when you leave your kids, this is another thing. When you leave your kids to fend for themselves, especially back then, it was a lot of latchkey kids back in the day. They're going to do some defiant stuff. And I was bad, y'all. I'm not even going to lie. I was bad. But does that give a parent a reason to abuse their children? Does that give a parent a reason to slap you with anything in their hand? Does that give a parent a reason to beat you with a stitching cord until you got welts and you bleeding? No. It's never an excuse to beat your kid with an extension cord. The brown, I used to get beat with the brown extension cord, y'all. The brown one. And I could remember, like, sometimes it'd be for stupid reasons. I could remember I was so scared of doing stuff sometimes. I still did it, but I was so scared of doing stuff sometimes because I knew that my chunky mama would, like, be coming at me. You know what I'm saying? But I still did it, you know, because sometimes you could beat somebody to death. That ain't going to make them not do the bad stuff. Sometimes that's going to make them do it even more. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like you're treating a child when you're abusing them like an animal. And it's not fair, you know? So I don't care what I did. I could have spilled orange juice on a sweater, which I did one day when I was about 11 years old. I spilled orange juice on a sweater. It was a pink sweater and it had a little kitten. My mom always dressed us nice, but we wasn't allowed to get dirty because we would get a spanking, a beating. You know, I'm trying to be light with it, but a beating. Y'all got to understand it's like hard for me to say, but I need to get it out because I need to show people sometimes when you don't get therapy for things that happen in your childhood, it will affect you in your adulthood. Now, don't get me wrong. I never beat my kids. You know what I mean? I think I did more like yelling, which wasn't good, than hitting my kids because I felt like I got beat with extension cords and whatever my mom could get in her hand. I'm not doing that to my kids. Excuse me, y'all. I'm drinking a little bubbly. I felt like I got beat with all of these different objects. I'm never doing that to my children. So, you know, not saying yelling is a good thing either, because it's not. But I would have rather did that than to just like beat them and smack them and make them bleed. That's like you treating a child like an animal, and it's not fair. It's abuse. It's physical abuse, you know? And of course, you know, I didn't have a father. Okay, she was a single mom of 4. Okay, whatever. I was a single mom of 3, and my 3 kids will let you know they probably got one whooping. Not saying that was good, but sometimes, you know, and some people agree and some people won't. But anybody that would agree with somebody beating you with a stitching cord, with a broomstick, literally, just because you were, I'm going to say I could have been defending myself because, you know, I felt like an adult was saying something out the way to me and I was defending myself. And here comes the broomstick. I blocked the broomstick from it almost hit me in my face. My whole hand split down the middle. Like, that's abuse. And you saw nothing but literally the white meat come out of my hand. That happened when I was about 14 years old. You know what I mean? The stitching cords, the switches, like, and then no remorse. Like, my mom never told me she was sorry or forgive me for beating you like that. You know what happened? She just swept things under the rug. No, but I still remember. And it had an effect. You know, sometimes like when you beat your kids, when you beat your wife, when you beat your husband, when you beat your girlfriend, when you beat your boyfriend, literally it can give you PTSD, and it can have so much of an effect on you. You can inflict the same type of harm on your kids or someone else. So it's like a generational thing that's being done, like a cycle that if it's not taken care of, it will continue to go on and on and on from generation to generation. And that's what happened. My grandmother abused my mom, and my mom abused her kids, you know? And, you know, it's sometimes, you know, it's a hurtful thing. So you think about like, wow, is this why I can't, is this really why it's so hard for me to trust people? Is this really why it's so hard for me to love people? Not even love people, but to kind of like show emotion. Is this why? Because not only was I abused, but my mom didn't, you know, say she loved us when we were younger. Or I'm gonna say me. She didn't say she loved me when I was younger. She wasn't like really like, you know, emotional toward us. And I'm not sure if it was because she was young or not, but that could be what it is, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm still the person that was affected by it, you know? And with that being said, you know, it's hard for me to trust. At this point now, in my age now, it's hard for me to trust, you know, not only people, but it's hard for me to trust my mom too, from the things that she did to me. You know what I mean? I would never in my wildest dreams take and beat one of my kids when they're so scared. I used to go hide under the bed, y'all, and fall asleep. I remember one time I hid under the bed when I was like around 7 or 8 years old, because I was so scared I was going to get a beating, so I hid under the bed. Honey, all I know is my mom and my sibling lifted up that bed, and I got woken up with an extension cord. That thing stuck with me for life. That was so scary. You know what I mean? That you have to hide under a bed just because you're so scared to get beat. You don't know what you're going to get beat with. So not only being child abused as a kid, but not being told I love you, or, you know, not getting many hugs growing up. It's just all sickening. It really is. For a child, that's sickening. And it's not right. So I say to anybody out there, if you are abusing your child, stop. Get help. Because I guarantee you it's from some anger, built up anger from when you were younger. Kids don't deserve abuse. They deserve love. They deserve happiness. You do have to discipline them, but you don't have to almost kill them. You don't have to pull their hair. You don't have to slap them in their face. You don't have to do none of that. When things are done to you, you do it to your child, or you do it to your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband. We must stop the cycle of abuse. That thing is so dear to my heart, because I feel like no child deserves that. No type of abuse. Like, it's going to be a part 2, a part 3 to this. I'm going to come back because there is so much I went through in my life, abuse wise. Y'all, I couldn't even sit here and do it in one video. Just know, you know, in my 40s, I'm okay. You know, I didn't do it to my kids, but at the end of the day, it still resonates in my brain how I was treated as a child. I don't dwell on it, but it still resonates in my brain, because that's your childhood. That's your your first years of being on this earth, and all you could remember is not that your mama and daddy was there for you with open arms to love you. No, they were there for you to every time you do a little bit of something that's not good, you getting beat down for it. You getting slapped, you getting hit, you getting punched, you get, like, literally. Y'all, do you not know extension cord makes you bleed? I bled from extension cord. Some people say, yeah, spare the rod, you spoil the child. No, sometimes you need to spare the rod so you won't go to jail for killing your kid. And I'm talking to you, whoever is out there doing that to their children, stop. It's abuse. Love on them more. Hug them more. When they do something bad, sit them down and talk to them. You don't have to pick up a belt and always beat them. You don't have to pick up a broomstick. I hope people ain't still doing that these days. You don't have to do that. Abuse is abuse, period. Look up the definition. And yeah, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna talk some more. This is just part one of, my story of how I grew up. And I'm gonna come back with some more. Trust me. It's therapy for me to even talk about it. I was kind of like, going back and forth. Should I say it? Should I? And somebody told me, no, you should talk about it. Because it'll help somebody else, hopefully. Child abuse is not cute. Children are beautiful. Children are wonderful. They could be the next president, but they can't be the next president if they're totally mentally distraught, from their parents not even loving them, but just beating them for every little thing. Parents, get it together, period. We not perfect, but get it together. Single parents, if you need an outlet from your children, get a babysitter. Take them to Grandma Billy house, or just do anything to get a break if you need one, so that you won't inflict harm on your child. Period. Abuse is not fair. Listen, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Once again, like, comment, subscribe. There will be a part 2 to this. And this is my story. It is what it is. Let me know if you have some suggestions regarding this topic, because it's dear to my heart. I'm all about saving the lives of children. Peace.